Hello and welcome to Arcane
farts.
Assist. You're trying so hard to make this difficult for me.
Dude, we're good. Hi,
Okay.
welcome to Arcane Assist.
Hi, welcome to Arcane Assist. My name is Evan, and this is Jason, and today we're playing the much anticipated and asked for double Judicator list, although not with High Reclaimer, with our good friend Reznik2, and I'm playing Arkadius. But it's not Reznik's list, it's Jason's list. Jason, tell us a little bit about your list. You've talked about it on Battle Driven, but not here.
Hi, I'm Jason. Evan sort of said I'm with Jason and then ignored me because he was afraid I was going to make him giggle some more. So I'm playing Reznik2 with Madelyn Corbeau, and his battle group is Judicator and Scourge. I also have Sev0 with Judicator, 2 Wracks, an Exemplar Warder, Elish Gade, because in Creator's Might, Elish Gade's also a Warder, so he can be taken. I have 1 Mechanic, a Min Choir, and Roven and his buddies. The great thing about this list is Reznik's, immune to melee attacks from warriors because of Madelyn. Scourge has Arcane Vortex, so you can actually make the Judicators immune to shooting and spells because depending on placement of Scourge. The Warder makes Reznik Def 15, which is not the greatest, but it's not bad. And if you happen to, someone TKs him and turns him around, he still has no backstrike, so he's still Def 15. And Signs of Importance, Jesus. Spell Piercer. Spell Piercer gives everything magic weapons, and Roven and Co can give Eyeless Sight to a Judicator, so there's really nothing that can hide from them.
Yeah, so typically the list with double Judicators you'll see, or at least even a single Judicator, you'll see with High Reclaimer in Exemplar Interdiction. That way the Judicators get blessed on all of their weapons, but Reznik here gives both magical and blessed on Spell Piercer. So the Judicators have that. You can play in Creator's Might, so you get some bonuses for the Choir, as well as...
And actually having the Judicators, you get the bonuses.
Yeah, the Judicators count towards free points in this theme. So it's a bit of a different take, as opposed to having High Reclaimer and Army to back up the Judicator. You just have double Judis that can kill basically anything, with Scourge of Heresy, who is an absolute monster. And yeah.
And if Reznik happens to kill something in melee, Scourge threats 15.
Yeah, because Scourge has basically Overrun as his bond, which is pretty sweet.
Reznik's spell list is quite good. He has Curse, which gives +2 to hit.
Not a spell, but yeah.
He has Boundless Charge. He has Death March. He has Flesh is Weak, which is an AoE 4 that if living or undead models are hit, can't run, charge, slam, or trample. He has Lamentation, which spells cost double, and as we mentioned before, he has Spell Piercer. Because of Creator's Might, Lamentation is going to start in play on Reznik, and Death March is going to start in play on the Shield Guards because Mat 7 Shield Guards love Vengeance moves.
Cool. So
and +2 Mat.
Yes, of course. Makes him Mat 10, which is pretty sweet.
With Sev.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, on my side of the table, we have Dr. Arkadius with his huge battle group. So I played Arkadius about a month ago for the channel. I've got a lot more games in with him now. I'm a little bit more practiced. He's still a very difficult caster with just so much going on. But we're better with him now, to say the least. We have, in his battle group, 2 Warhogs, 2 Roadhogs, 2 Gunboars, a Gorax Rager. He also has Targ as an attachment. And then, as a bit of a change to the list, we've got Underchief Mire, a new release from War Machine Weekend that I think for some versions of the Arkadius list and into some matchups is going to make a huge difference with his friend, the Blackhide Wrastler, because he's going to be able to throw out, I believe, 4 Rage Animi a turn, because Mire can put up 3 himself with a free cast and 2 cost ones, and then the Blackhide Wrastler can cast it once himself.
So, Evan, would you say that you specifically tailor-made a list to try and beat the living crap out of 2 Judicators?
No. So I think that this is actually not too bad a matchup depending on the table and the obviously who goes first, who goes second, because the Judicators can absolutely just blow a heavy off the table with guns before it gets anywhere near them. And then So you can kill 2 heavies, and I probably need like a little bit more than a heavy each to kill a Judicator. So I'm going to have trouble doing damage to you with the gun bore, especially with your shield guards. So I think I have almost enough to kill a Judicator after you shoot 2 heavies off the table. And I think that's about how this matchup is going to play out. If you can shoot a heavy off the table with the Judicator and then do it again with the other Judicator, then I'm in a lot of trouble because my heavies just don't do quite enough damage, even with rage, to kill a Judicator. So if you take those heavies off the table, it starts to cause me some problems.
So more importantly, though, what's your opinion on pickle farts?
Gross. Rude.
But what if you mix it with beer?
Slightly better.
Beer
Anyways,
and deep fried pickle
I'm not
farts.
done my list, Jason. So
Oh, I know.
I've got Hutchuk as an inclusion based off of the games I've played, and also last time when we tried Lanissa, she was left behind. So Hutchuk adds a lot to the list because he also has Rust. So if the Judicators are within 3, 5, 16 of a board edge, I can Rust them. Because I can start 3, walk 5, shoot 8, 16. And then I also have Gatorman Witch Doctor for that sweet, sweet Ghostly. And then Kwaak and Gub for Enliven, which is way more relevant than I thought it would be this matchup. And you will see why when we get to it. Anyways, that's both of our lists.
Evan's a cheater. Anyways, so.
What? I'm not a cheater. I just... And there's the mic stand falling over. Yay. Anyways, game. Go. All right, so we're here in deployment. We've got a lot of terrain on this table. 8 pieces. We've got 3 big old forests. We've got an obstruction on the bottom right with the 2 tents. We've got a rubble pile in the bottom left. And we've got 2 walls kind of across from each other, maybe causing a little bit of issues in terms of movement with the Judicators and the huge bases. But also it could provide some cover with some good placement, especially with those 2 flags blocking either end as well.
So
we've also got the large obstruction by the clock.
So the 2 tents, do you think it just needs to relax more?
I hate you.
Anyways.
It took me a second to get that one, and I'm just not about it.
So I got first turn. Evan decided to give me the side with the walls to try and screw up my movement of my Judicators. So the Judicator closest to the bottom of the screen is on Sev 0. I have Rovan and Co. beside them. I put Reznik in the middle, and then I have the Jude on the top and Scourge between, and then just the other guys just smattered between. You see Elish Gate and the 2 racks. I'm going to deploy the racks wide because with a 14-inch control, I can pretty much pull them from anywhere. And Elish is going to just kind of deploy in the forest in the middle of the table and see what he can do.
Sounds good. Yeah. So here's my deployment. I'm kind of just looking at it at the table and trying to figure out how to tackle these Judicators, seeing what terrain I can use to my advantage, where the forest in the middle of the table is obviously going to be very useful to me. I can hide Mire behind there. That way he's less likely to die, although scatters are still scary there. I can hide a Warhog behind there, and he can just go through it with either Weld Secrets or Ghostly from the Witchdock Croc. And we can frenzy through them thanks to my feat. So we've got all of those things going for us.
What is your feat?
My feat says that I can choose to make my Warbeasts frenzy, and if they do frenzy, I can make them frenzy against another model in my control area as opposed to the closest model.
You know what my feat is?
No, why don't you tell
my
us?
feat is screw you, Jay. You don't get a feat this game because I brought a shit ton of Warbeasts. That's what my feat is.
I mean, not entirely. I mean, if you kill my stuff,
my feat causes an AoE 4. Whatever model's killed, center an AoE 4 on it. It takes a POW 14. Which is not POW 14 damage roll, which is not considered an attack, which is funny for those things that don't count as attacks, or for those things that trigger off attacks. However, because of Sev 0, if Sev 0 is within 10 inches of Reznik2, that becomes a POW 15 blast damage roll.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not blast damage, it's just damage roll.
Yeah, even better. Yeah, because it's Eye of MENOTH doesn't specify attacks. It just says damage rolls, which is great. So I'm done deploying. You're done deploying. What is your plan for turn 1?
Well, I put Prey on Mire, and then your eyes kind of tweaked out just a little bit.
Yes, because Gade has True Sight, which means Mire's clouds, which are typically his best form of protection, do literally nothing.
So then I'm looking at your, mild 17-inch threat, and I'm like, this is interesting.
That's just my melee threat.
Yes. Sitting beside you, pickle farting. I can tell you your threat range closer is much worse. So,
wow, this is I feel attacked.
Rovan and Co run up. My plan is I'm thinking I don't really need the shield guards, but I do need some weapon masters blocking my charge lanes. So if you want to run around them or run past them, ghost walk aside. You're going to take some free strikes. So I basically run my Judes turn 1 to get them into a nice aggressive spot where I can just sit back and open fire. Hopefully I can forfeit my movement to aim to give those rockets an even better chance to hit. I do no defensive stuff with the Choir this turn. I just run the Choir. I run Sev-Zero up. Make sure he's in a good spot where he can act on the bottom and then walk towards the top next turn to cover everything. Madelyn and the Warders just kind of come up, and Elish I move over behind what I thought was completely behind, but it turns out I was a couple of hairs out from the rather tense pile of cloth.
Correct. We're gonna blow on past that one. So this Roadhog can see Gade. He has a 20-inch threat, so Gade is within my assault range by just a tiny bit.
Like, blow like the tense cloth in the wind?
We're going to stop this now.
Ow, my back.
So, the Roadhog is basically going to start off the turn by going full Boar to get +2 speed. Haha, I can pun too. Thanks, game.
Yeah.
And then he's going to assault Gade, boost to hit, boost damage. Try to just deal with that problem right away so that Mire doesn't have to worry the entire game about being shot by 2 Pow 12 crossbows.
Evan, what kind of money do they use in outer space?
I don't want it.
Starbucks.
So Jason, for everyone out there, has been on a pun craze for like the past week.
A few months. Month and a half.
But it's like really ramped up. So this, if you're not a fan of puns, I apologize for his gross behavior.
Oh, come on. Okay, one last one, and I'll call it quits.
I would appreciate that.
All right. So I've created a new dating app very similar to Tinder, but it's only for paleontologists. I call the site Carbon Dating. So what are you doing right now? So you
that one wasn't terrible actually.
So you hit Gade with
yes, I ghostly the Roadhog so he can go through the rubble. I hit Gade with the spray barely.
Leave him on 4 boxes on fire.
And I leave him
on 1 box on fire.
1 box on fire. And then that Roadhog's there on 4 Fury. Thankfully, I can do stuff like this without messing with my Fury management in Will Work for Food because I can run for free with the rest of my beasts on the first turn.
And while that looks really far, we did check. That is definitely within Arkadius' control range of 14.
Yes. So, basically this turn, I'm going to get my beasts within 17 inches of each Judicator. That's their melee threat, although the Roadhogs go farther. They're actually 19, but whatever. They probably aren't going to be one-rounding Judicators because they only have 2 initials.
One can only hope.
So the Warhogs are going to be the ones going up and doing a lot of the work.
So I'm sitting here looking at Gade on fire, and I'm thinking in my head, that's okay. Rovan can put out the fire. And I'm right, but first I have to make a damage roll, or it's going to go out on its own. And at 1 box, if I have to make that damage roll, that's going to suck.
Yes. So here's a cool thing that Mire adds to this list that's a lot of utility. He can give Pathfinder to these Warhogs on an upkeep spell, with Weld Secrets. So theoretically, on each turn, he can give 2 heavy War Beasts Pathfinder, which is a huge boon to this list considering how little Pathfinder there is. Obviously, I also have my objective being Pathfinder in this list, so that helps out too. But on scenarios without objectives, Mire is a huge help in that respect, as well as a great rage bot.
For the record, my objective is healing.
Yes. Arkadius goes, puts Forced Evo on the Warhog in front of him. I just remember that I have to actually roll the damage for full bore on my Roadhog that did it, so I do that. He takes 1 to the 1.
So I'm sitting here looking at this mountain of meat plowing across the table from me. And I love my Reznik2 list, and I believe there's very, very little in the game, forget the meta, in the game itself, that I don't either shit stomp or that I can at least get a good 50-50 game into. But looking at this list coming across the table for me, I have to admit I'm like perplexed as to what to do, because most things over there, if not one rounding, can at least cripple a Judicator to the point of it being useless. So I'm like, I find myself going, okay, what the hell am I going to do? So here I am measuring a 12-inch threat, thinking, what can I do? What can I do? Where am I going to end up with 10 inches? And I'm like, yeah, no, I can't get to the Warhog, which is just going to pound the living piss out of me. Because raged up Warhogs, that aggression dial.
Go to power 21, plus 2 on Judicator.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good. That's a big yeah. So anyway, so then when we roll fire, Gade goes out. Allocate 3 focus, or we allocate focus. Sev 0 puts 2 focus on the Jude on the bottom. I put 1 focus on Scourge, besides his power up of 1, and 2 focus on the Judicator on the top. So I'm looking at where I can walk with this Judicator, and I can get just on the other side of the obstacle and obstruction, which is good. Good reason I ran first turn. I thought about hanging back and forcing him to funnel between those 2 pieces of terrain, and then I'm like, between Ghostly and between just his shenanigans in general, he's going to get in there anyways, so I might as well move up and try to use a couple dudes to block some charge lanes. And I'm like, so I'm proxying that out, and I know he can fit there, no problem. But the trick is, how do I get the Judicator up top to survive? Oh, yes, so you hear me measuring sprays, going, okay, the Gator's out, but I can, spray the other guy a couple times, and everything's fine, no problem. I just need to be careful where I put my guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one would.
No problem.
Proxying would put his own models where he's going to be spraying. No one would do that at all.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah. So, I saw. My thought is I'm going to run Scourge, but I want to have at least 1 focus on him in case Evan wants to crippling grasp a Jude, because I'm going to need to battle for the extra damage this turn and just absorb the shooting. So if he wants to crippling grasp either Reznik or Judicator, I want to be able to knock it off with Arcane Vortex. So, as you can tell, I'm kind of deep in the tank here, because I'm like, how the hell can I keep this Judicator on the top part of the board alive? So what are you thinking here, Evan?
I'm mostly just looking at the table, curious as to what your movement's going to be, thinking what I can do with Enliven. I don't have Aggravator up. I was debating pretty hard on whether or not to put up Aggravator. I probably should have just anyways, because you're obviously not going to trigger Guardian Beast this turn. But I'm trying to think of how that could have helped me on this turn.
Aggravator gives hyper-aggressive?
Yes. But because I think it's a good tool to have. I can get closer to you, maybe threat your caster when you thought I couldn't, stuff like that. But while I'm going through that kind of thought process, just mental checklist of things I can do on your turn, I'm thinking about how I can best use Enliven. Because I'm thinking, oh, well, I mean, if he comes up and I put the Warhog in spray range, then I can just walk out of the second spray. Then I'm thinking to myself, that would mean that he's centered on me, so both sprays can get to me. Wait a second, if at any point during this game he centers on a beast with Enliven, that beast can just walk into the same arc and he loses an attack. Because I don't leave the melee range of the Judicator, but I leave the arc of the weapon that hasn't made an attack yet. So that's effectively costing Jay an attack. So if he centers on me with 2 rockets and 2 sprays, he loses an entire side on a heavy, which makes this matchup way worse because that makes it so that it's basically impossible for a Judicator to one round a heavy that has Enliven on it with guns.
Yeah, cheater. And so here I go. I run Roven and Co up, make sure they're in command formation, put my Jude down where it's supposed to be, centered on the Roadhog down there. And, oh, is that a guy right in the spray path? God fucking damn it. Anyways.
Poor Gaius or the other
well, what
one.
it was is I had originally had a bit of a mental breakdown, and I was thinking they were Command 8. And then as I was putting them down, Evan was reminding me that they were Command 6, so I pulled them back a bit and so that they were in command. Problem is when I pulled them back, I put them right in the spray path. And I'm like, it is what it is. You live and learn. Move on. My first spray does not kill my own guy. Hits the Roadhog. Does a chunk of damage. My second spray kills my guy.
Yes. So after talking about Enliven so much, the Roadhog obviously doesn't have it because it's on the opposite side of the table from Kwaak and Gub, so it's going to get lit right up.
On fire. I boost a rocket shot into it. I think it takes me all 2 sprays and 2 rockets to kill it.
It takes the entire gun load in order to kill it. But you do.
And I think so I have 3 focus. I think I boosted 1 rocket, 2 rocket shots and 1 rocket damage. And take it off the board.
Yep. You also take your own dude off the board.
I take my own dude off the board.
So you're down a shield guard.
Well, more importantly, I'm down someone who's blocking a charge angle.
It's true. Yeah. Although, thankfully, you kill the model that the charge angle was being blocked for.
True.
So,
mission blow animal beast chunks off the table, part 1, was successful, although technically the first casualty of the game was my own model. It is what it is. Anyways, so now I'm looking at the top, and if you saw on the screen earlier, usually I have a tell when I come up with a plan and I know what I want to do. I usually clap my hands together and I'm like, yeah, fuck, let's fudge, let's go for it. So I move Sev-Zero up to the middle of the table, cast Mystic Wards, so that while I'll have Arcane Vortex on the other side of the screen to protect me, this Judicator would be susceptible to Crippling Grasp. So the -5 range on the Crippling Grasp is a big deal.
Yeah, sure is.
So on the other side of the table, Evan had given me these horrible walls to deal with. And my thought was, I'm with a 1-inch melee on the War Beasts and that flag right there, I'm going to use these walls and the flag to protect my Judicator.
Yeah, so originally I was like, all right, I'm going to make it incredibly hard for Jay to position 3 huge bases because there's 2 walls directly across from each other. And Jay just went and was like, no, you're never going to attack this colossal base now because it's going to be an inch, like not quite an inch back from the wall, not in such a way that your heavy base can't go between the wall and the flag to target me in melee. And then there's going to be this huge open space that I'm just going to fill with another heavy. So that's also going to be only able to have 1 other heavy in melee with it because it's also going to use the wall and the flag to block the charge lane. So only 1 heavy can get on to where Scourge is going to go.
I have to admit, I was rather proud of this shifty maneuver.
Yes, it was very effective to say the least.
So I walk the Jude up. I spray. I'm aiming straight down the middle. I have some stuff on the left, some stuff on the right. So I spray the Roadhog and a Gunboar. And I missed the Gunbore, actually. Yeah, I roll like poop, even with the Sign's Importance. And I hit the Roadhog with the spray.
Mm-hmm.
Light the Roadhog on fire. And do a bit of damage to it, not a lot. And I think you trigger Enliven.
Yes. I was like, I'll trigger Enliven, just get closer with the Roadhog. Stay out of Scourge's threat, because don't want to give you a free heavy. But we'll get closer, make it easier to position on future turns.
All right, so after carefully measuring stuff out, you walk your model right into Scourge's range.
And we remeasure.
And I'm like, are you sure you want to be there? And you're like, oh, no. Wait, hold on. Let's do it properly. Oh, crap. Parallax from the tape measure. Yeah, let's back that guy right up.
This is why we have sticks, folks.
If you don't use them, there's a reason they're a precision measuring instrument. They are the best, one of the best things. If you want to play a clean game, they're one of the best things you can do for both yourself and your opponent. So I shoot the rocket, boost the rocket, I think, at the same Warhog. I hit him. I do a chunk of damage to him. I think I take out his mind.
Yes, you take out the Roadhog's mind. The one behind the tree.
So I'm looking at the guy on the top, and I'm like, I've just made this nice shifty plan. I don't want to hit him and give him an Enliven move so he can get closer to me.
So you miss with the spray on the Warhog. Because you targeted the Warhog with the spray, missed with him, and then you decide, no, I'm not going to shoot him with a rocket on second thought.
Like, yeah, on second thought, yeah, thank God I missed. Yes, because that's why I didn't go with the... So I shoot the rocket
at Kwaak and Gub,
no, at the Roadhog,
right.
Hoping it would scatter onto Kwaak and Gub.
Gunbore.
The Gunbore.
Behind the objective.
And I... I hit him, do a chunk of damage to him, and then the secondary thing scatters back into Kwaak and Gub, and I do like one point of damage. Sign's Importance 10, and I do a point of damage because it was a poop roll. So here I am now just running with Scourge, blocking the landing spot. So anything that's going to attack me, even though I'm only def 10, I'm going to get the wall bonus because they're going to be partially attacking over the wall because of the placement of the wall and the flag, and denying any landing opportunity on the other side of that wall for the Jude.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I'm looking at... I know he's going to feat. And my hope is I want to try and get Flesh is Weak on that Warhog that's behind the forest. So my thought is...
In the center
of the table. So first I was thinking maybe I can just go for a Lucky Scatter way down the board to the other one in the forest on the top. And I'm like, no. For the most part, I have that guy neutered. So I'm thinking I can see a Gunbore that's just sticking out from that forest. So I'm going to shoot a Flesh is Weak at him. AoE 4, I don't think he'd be in. But if I miss, hopefully I scatter. 2 of the 6 angles will hit him with the AoE 4. And then that makes my turn so much better.
I'm not sure if 2 of the angles would hit, but one of them certainly would. Because it goes...
Because 1 would be here, so 5...
So it'd be...
6 and 5 should probably do it.
Nope, 6 goes this way. So 6 would be going towards Targ. 5 would be the only direction that actually hits the Warhog.
And if I hit him, I can't remember. Was he within an AoE 4 range? It was pretty tight.
Who?
The Warhog from the actual Gunbore.
No, you would have to scatter, I think, 2 inches in order to hit him. 2 to 6 inches would hit the Warhog. Then you'd be Flesh is Weak. So it's a very specific scatter.
It's a very specific scatter, but there's also a lot of juicy things back there to land on.
Mm-hmm.
And it is technically an AoE damage roll. So if I happen to hit Kwaak and Gub, if I happen to hit Mire, like there's a lot of stuff I could actually do some significant damage to over there.
Yeah. Because
Sev's in range of me, so the POW 13 becomes POW 14, so it's a POW 7 damage roll.
Yeah. So no, the POW 13 is half to 7 is a POW 8 blast.
Oh, POW 8, yes. Absolutely.
But anyways, you miss the Gunbore, you scatter, and you actually hit the Roadhog, which isn't bad for you. It means my feet can't be used with him. At least not to move him.
Right. So I mean that was so the skinny of it is I'm thinking that's not that bad anyway. So I'm like, okay, so Reznik's up a little closer than I really want him to be, but sometimes you gotta, when you're facing this amount of meat, you gotta be a little more. I don't want to page 5 it. You want to play a little more aggressively.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was trying to say that in a non.
You know you're gonna get hit by my.
way.
You know you're gonna get hit by me anyway because my beast's threat so far. So you might as well just come up and try to kill them. Because if you try to step back, I'm just gonna take the game over on scenario.
So I run the mechanic up and I put mechanic on the other side of that Judicator just to prevent a landing spot for.
Yeah, if I just so happen to frenzy the Warhog in such a way that he goes forward towards the mechanic and then like tries to get around the Judicator and maybe go in behind in order to get a landing spot on the opposite side of the flag, that's preventing me from doing that.
And then I have one last thing. Oh, I ran Madelyn up to again block a charge lane.
Mm-hmm.
And then I move the Warder up to make sure he's still within range to defend to make res def 15, and I pass the board.
Yep. So I have a plan this turn. Mire's going to walk up. He's going to enrage both the top Warhog and the Roadhog that's across from Scourge of Heresy. Scourge isn't in range. I obviously ambush Hutchuk. Hutchuk, the plan is once Scourge of Heresy is dead, I'm going to Rust Bomb the Mechanic, which the Judicator is in blast range of, so the Rust happens on the Judicator. Then the Warhog is going to hopefully be standing where Scourge of Heresy's corpse is, and then he's going to beat the Judicator to death because with the +2 from Rust, the math says he kills it. We hope. So that's the plan. Mire does the enrages.
Sorry. Damn, that's a good plan.
So Mire does the enrages, or sorry, just rages. We're not playing Scorn. So both the Roadhog and the Warhog are at +3. But I'm kind of also trying to plan out the rest of my turn. So before I feat, I want to activate the Wrastler to rage the Warhog across from the bottom Judicator. So with Rage, Forced Evolution, he should be doing a ton of damage. If he aggression dials, that should also push it just over the limit and kill the Judicator. Again, a little bit dicey, but with some extra shots from gun bores, we should be able to do it, although the bottom Judicator does have some shield guards. And if that plan goes smoothly, that's all 3 heavy hitters off the table for Jay, and I'm not sure how you can come back on attrition from that. So let's see how we can screw that up.
Screw it up? You're not going to screw that up. It's too good of a plan.
Well, you see, Arkadius relies heavily on this little thing called Order of Activation. And the thing that I don't realize at this point is that the mind on this Roadhog I move into Scourge of Heresy is out. So I move the Roadhog up, I go to make my attacks, and I'm like, I only have 1 dice to hit. Oh, dearie me. So I go, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't activate Arkadius first. I can't feat to walk in anyways, so I'll just feat after he's already in to buy an attack. Boost to hit, missed my first attack. Boost to hit the second attack, I'll hit it. And I figure instead of buying another attack and doing mediocre damage because I have to boost to hit, I'll just boost damage on this one, do a whopping 12 to the 3. I'm like, all right, 20 boxes with the things I have available to me. I'm going to attempt to kill Scourge of Heresy, although it's not particularly likely.
And because you hit the column 3, you took nothing out.
Yes. So Roadhog just going to sit there on 3 because, again, buying an attack needing a 6 to hit, not worth.
On 1 die?
Yeah.
1 in 6 chance.
On 1 die.
What's that, a 16% chance?
What?
Go on.
That's not how... Oh, I guess...
how math works, yes.
Sorry. You said 16, and I thought you meant like 1 in 16. And I'm
no,
like,
it's a 1 in 6 or
no,
a 16%
but yeah, it's like
chance.
16, 17. It's like
16 and a half, yeah.
Anyways, so step 1 of the plan has gone poorly because step 2 of the plan, which relied on the Warhog then frenzying and walking into melee with the Judicator just can't happen now because there's nowhere for him to stand. And Arkadius is too far away from the mechanic to walk and have him in feet range. So we can't just walk feet and target the mechanic with the Warhog's Frenzy.
Sorry, you activated your Witch Doctor. Who did you put Ghostly on again? Was it this Warhog over here?
Yes, I put Ghostly on the Warhog behind the forest so that when he frenzies from the feet, he can just go straight through that forest, targeting the Judicator.
So,
No
folks,
issues.
I just want to point out, Evan was busting my chops this game because I wasn't putting fire tokens down. I didn't see him put a Ghostly token down.
Well, sucks to suck.
Anyways. The puns are going to come out again. Be careful.
So, all right, that didn't work out. How can we recover from this? So we're not going to kill a Judicator. We're going to cripple Scourge of Heresy is the plan. So, all right, Arkadius is going to activate.
Psychosurgery.
I'm going to cast Psychosurgery first.
Out of Lamentation range.
Out of Lamentation range. So I heal the Roadhog's Mind for 2 with Psychosurgery. And then I maltreat the Roadhog to take a Fury off of him and cripple his mind again. And I'm like, all right, I'll Primal Shock through Arkadius onto the Rovin Guard, boosting damage.
And do 3.
Which is not enough to kill him because they're 8 boxes. Arkadius walks up, needles the gun boar in the back, so he's going to get fully boosted attack and damage roll. And then Arkadius is going to repo 3 away from the gun boar. First, before he does that, he's going to feat. So the Roadhog gets to buy another attack effectively. Thankfully, it's boosted to hit. So he hits, and it does a whopping 2 damage. I was like, okay, I was hinging on that doing at least 6, because then that drops Scourge to 12 boxes, which are a lot more reasonable for the 3 boosted gunbore shots to kill. At dice -6, they should do 4, 4, and 4, so that's 12, which would leave you on 2 boxes. So I need a little bit of a spike from the gunbores if everything goes averagely, but it didn't. So we're going to have to roll a lot better with the gunbores, to say the least. The Warhog frenzies through the forest at the Judicator. This is another order of activations mistake for me. What should have happened was the Wrastler should have activated and put Rage on the Warhog, but now he's out of range, which is a problem because the Wrastler is going to have to charge to kill that Rovin Guard in order to make way for the Warhog to be able to go do what it wants to.
Yes, and then you take a shot at my Jack.
So this is the boosted gunbore shot. He cranks the damage on Scourge of Heresy, does 9 damage, which is great because I need to do that much. And I'm like, and he does just 2 to my own guy. And I'm like, then we realize, oh, wait, no, it's boosted. I'll re-roll that.
And it's explosive.
Because of high explosive. Yeah, it's A, boosted from a raw adrenaline, and B, high explosive, yes. So it kills my own guy. Crank the hit roll, hit Scourge of Heresy with the second shot, boosting to hit. So that high explosive shot that killed my own guy was the ancillary attack. Crank the damage on Scourge of Heresy again, so we're back on track for killing him. And then the last gunbore shot, standing and aiming, boosting to hits, and does not do any damage. He only needed to do 2. He does 0. Scourge of Heresy is still alive, so we're not killing that Judicator this turn. That's a problem.
No, it's not a problem at all.
Strongly disagree.
No, it's great. My plan worked out fine, so I'm okay with it.
Wrastler goes in, charges for free, gets to make 3 initials, kills that Rovin Guard. I realized afterwards that he charges living warrior models for free, so he takes that away.
And he's out of Kwaak.
He's way out of Mire's
control or
but
whatever.
So he can't cast Rage on the Warhog. But that's fine. We're probably not going after that Judicator this turn anyways now. So I decide that it's not worth even bothering trying to kill that Judicator in the bottom because we don't have Rage, so the math just doesn't work at all. So we're just going to go and kill Scourge with this top Roadhog or Warhog. Big Pig, melee pig, not Flamer Pig. Oh, and Hutchuk's going to join in by just walking and killing that mechanic with brain damage as opposed to rust bombing the Judicator that I'm not going to attack, because that seems like the move. Because that way Jason cannot score the flag. And
Boom.
then, yeah. So Hutchuk, easy peasy, just lobs a grenade, kills the mechanic. Nothing over there threats Hutchuk except the Judicator, which has bigger things to worry about, so Hutchuk's probably going to be able to rust bomb it next turn if he needs to.
Oh, yeah. I have no desire to waste my Judicator on Hutch.
So,
in a perfect world, racks could be movable, and I would just pick up the rack and throw it at him. But anyways.
This Warhog, I'm going to keep doing that. This Warhog is just going to tuck into Scourge and slam him with his last attack. Boom, dead.
Kill Scourge. Bye, Scourge.
Kill Scourge. Shouldn't use the word slam to describe this. That's an actual term in the game.
Over and beat
I
him
walk
up.
and hit him with an axe or a mace or whatever the hell that one's wearing.
So,
boom, dead.
Design space moment.
Overtake away.
Sev 3 should be in Judicator, so he should be the first character colossal. And you know how like the Signar colossals can put down those storm pods? He should just be able to put down racks.
Strongly disagree. I run the Gorax in thinking that I'm going to make more trouble than it already is with this wall for Jason to place the Judicator. And then the other Warhog just goes into Reznik because he's not going to kill a Judicator. Might as well put some damage in on the caster. So boosted to hit, hits the 9. It's dice +1 with aggression dial. And then
and forced evolution.
And forced evo. Hits, cranks the damage roll on the second one, rolls an 11.
Sorry, what's your base damage? 17, right?
16, 18, 20.
Okay.
Or sorry, 16, 18, 20.
Okay, because I thought you only had forced evo. I didn't think you actually aggression dialed.
I might not have actually. Oh, you know what? I didn't aggression dial. You're right. Yeah. So I just boosted and cranked damage several times and left you on 4 boxes.
And then
I end my turn there. You go and start your turn by healing him.
my objective heals him for a whopping 1. So now I'm in a pickle. I got this Warhog. I have 2 Warhogs I have to kill, and then I have to deal with that Wrastler. So I have 3 heavies I need to deal with, and now my plan with the wall sort of kind of pinned me in. So I mean, it's advantage and a disadvantage. So first thought, I was thinking, can I walk to the other side of that wall and just aerial assault the caster? And I'm like, it's too far to walk. So in order to get across the wall, I need to charge. And I'm thinking, I can only, I'll punch once. He has Enliven. If he wants to leave, he'll take the free strike. I'm like, I'm okay with that. That'll kill him anyways. So I'll allocate 1 focus to the Jude up top. Sev 0 allocates 2 to the bottom one, and I don't have to worry about Scourge because he's dead.
Turns out you can't allocate focus to jacks that aren't on a table.
Well, you could, but I think it would be bad. Sounds like bad resource management.
And also it would be bad.
Bad resource management. So now again, Evan decides, no. Jay needs to just sit there and stare at the board deep in the tank, because why play the game when I can cause his brain to melt?
I don't know how I did that. I mean, I just told you that your Judicator has to go on a little bit more of an angle.
Oh, no, that's fine. I don't care. We're totally cool with that. It was just more placement of models causing the show, causing the poop show. So I'm thinking I need to charge over the wall, punch that one guy, hopefully crank the damage roll, and do a significant amount of damage to him, kill him on the free strike when he leaves. Okay, that's the one. I can punch the other one, but I'm going to have to 2-shot him. It's going to take at least 2 hits to kill him. That doesn't leave me the ability to get to that Wrastler. So how do I deal with that? I'm thinking, okay, I'll have to charge Reznik out into the Wrastler. If I kill both Warhogs and then Reznik kills the Wrastler, I'm okay with this because there's really not a lot on. There's nothing on the table that can do anything to me. I'm like, this is fine. I got this. Yeah, that's it. How many times have you told yourself I got this? I got this. I got this. No problem.
The beginning of any great plan. I got this.
Or bowel movement. I got this. We're good.
I can't say I relate to that.
That's because you're not old. And so Evan and I are staring at the board. Evan is bored because he's put me in the tank.
I'm like, all right, I'm going to have a nap. Let me know when you're moving miles.
So I move up. I battle the 2 jacks. And then I repo back, except for the guy up top. I repo him out of command. I know he's not going to be able to free strike or anything. But I'm trying to block a charge path from Hutchuk. Just, it is what it is. If I can just move him. He's just over there. Models out of, I can't remember. Do models out of formation contest?
No.
Okay. So the other thought I had was he was close enough to the flag to contest, depending on what goes on with the Jude. That wouldn't have happened anyways. I know he can't free strike, so. But anyways, I was just thinking, screws up a charge path.
So, you charge the Judicator.
Charge the Judicator.
Yes.
Step
Hit.
1 of the plan. I hit.
You boosted to hit, too.
I boosted the hit, yes.
So,
Poopy damage roll.
So you had 2 focus.
Only 2 focus. That's
1 to charge, 1 to boost to hit. This is the damage roll. It does. You know, as much as it wasn't a great damage roll, you still did 16 damage to this Warhog. Or, sorry, 15. It then enlivens. It enlivens to the side of the fist attack you just made, which means that your second initial, which would be on the opposite side of the Judicator, cannot attack the Warhog. And you're out of focus, so you can't buy attacks. So the Warhog's just going to be here now, on the opposite side of the wall.
But step 1's of fabulous plans can't die at step 1.
I mean, sure. Mine did.
Yeah. So apparently, 'tis the day. Hey, do you know that the Secret Service are no longer allowed to yell "Get down"?
Oh, where's this going?
Apparently, they have to yell "Donald Duck."
All right.
So now Reznik has to go. Reznik. I have the Judicator and I have Reznik, and I'm thinking, well, I can't be facing down 2 Roadhogs here. So if I charge Warhogs, so if I charge over there, can I still charge and be in melee range of this other or move to be in melee range, so I can engage both Warhogs? And no, I could not.
Not a chance. Judicator's gonna punch a Warhog to death.
So I have this Judicator, and he punches, and
this one's def 14, and you're mat 7 because of Sevi, because of Force Devo and Sevi. So you hit dice plus 6 because your power strength 24.
And I roll 3 on the dice.
9 damage. Not
Raw
bad.
dog the 7, hit again, and roll a 12 on the dice.
You made up for it.
Hit the third shot, and then roll a 12 again on the dice for the damage roll.
Yeah, it died. It's nothing but a bloody paste on the ground. Reznik charges the other Warhog.
I impact attack. I miss the Gorax. I hit the Warhog. Do like a pointer damage or something stupid. My melee attack.
Your charge attack.
My charge attack hits the Warhog.
Sorry, no, you rolled boxcars on the damage roll for the impact attack.
For the damage roll, yeah. That's what I said.
For the damage roll.
I said I'd do a couple points of damage.
6.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Regardless, the Weapon Master Chariot Man kills a Warhog and then buys attack into Gorax and kills a Gorax.
I think I have to buy 2 attacks to kill the Gorax, but yes.
Sure. Regardless, it's dead now. So that's bad. I've lost Primal and all my beater heavies.
So I run Madelyn over, even though I said, I'm going to repo, but then I didn't actually repo. So I just went back and repoed him. I didn't actually repo. I just turned him. Should have moved him a little further away, but it is what it is. It really doesn't change anything because even if I turned him so his back faces Evan, there's no back strikes on him because of the warder. Mm-hmm. So I passed the clock and score 2.
I'm like, all right, this is a problem now.
Because Madelyn ran to that top
We have
flag.
to actually kill Reznik now. Don't have Primal. Can't Primal my Wrastler. Can't shoot Reznik because Reznik has at least one focus on him, so only magic guns can shoot him. So you can't quite see it on this. Oh, now you can. There's the Gunboar that was hiding behind that tree the entire time. Ha-ha! Take that.
You sounded like a Japanimation villain there. Ha-ha!
Japanimation. That's the best way to describe anime. So
that's how we used to do it in the olden days.
Yes. So Mire doesn't get any focus because he's out of range of the Wrastler. Mire's going to have to run to make sure the Wrastler can A, charge, B, do anything with his attacks.
C. Ha-ha!
C. Ha-ha. Arkadius is like, all right. Oh, well, first the Witch Dot Crock's going to give Arkadius Ghostly so he can walk into this forest. Raw Adrenaline, the Gunboar, and then spend his entire stack to boost a Crippling Grasp at Reznik, which happens. So now I only need 7s to hit with the Wrastler.
Was that obviously yes, getting the Crippling Grasp, but you had enough range to get it from beforehand. Wouldn't it have been better to run to that flag with that Witch Doctor?
Without Ghostly, I don't think I have the range.
Okay.
It's only range 8. So originally I was going to shoot with the Gunboar, and then I realized halfway through this that I cannot. So I just end up charging with it. I barely have the range to charge with it.
This is where, had I properly repoed 3.
Yeah, I mean, I also forgot to use my objective at the beginning of the turn to declare Pathfinder on a target, and I felt it was a little bit cheesy at this point to be like, oh yeah, obviously I would give the Gunboar Pathfinder.
Yeah, so we both kind of took our lumps.
Yes.
And he just got in. I think you forced me to do. So I had 5 points, I think, over your attacks. You do 4 to me.
Yeah. Gunboar crushes the damage here thanks to raw adrenaline and the charge. So I do 2 points to you there. Boost to hit.
2 points. I'm on 1 box.
Yeah, and then this one does
said
another 2 points and leaves you on 1 box. Yes.
No, that was that. Yeah, that was that one. So because I took 5 off the first one.
At this point, Mire runs, and we charge with the Wrastler to do 1 damage to Reznik is the goal here. We only have to do 1 point of damage.
Well, that's a hit.
We crush it. It's dice -1, and we absolutely destroy Reznik. Sorry, it's dice +1 because of Crippling Grasp. So that's the game between Arkadius and Judicators. I think that at the beginning of this game, I thought it was pretty even. By the end of it, I realized Arkadius has a lot of tools against these Judicators, but Jason absolutely did a masterclass on how to use terrain to protect your Colossals this game. This scenario, especially with where the wall was, there was just that top Judy was just nigh impossible to kill with the way he placed his models. Obviously, maybe it would have gone a little bit different had the Roadhog not had a crippled bind and killed the Scourge of Heresy. Maybe then the Warhog gets in and kills the Judicator. But either way, that plan was really, really well done in order to make me not kill it at all.
Thank you. I think sometimes when you... I think the big lesson for anyone listening or watching is... Like, I honestly looked at this table and I felt... That's why I was joking earlier and calling Evan a cheater, because it felt like his list was tailor-made to beat me. But even in situations like that, you look for the out. Okay, the out is I can't kill enough stuff till it gets to me. But how do I stop it from getting to me?
Yeah, exactly. This is an interesting matchup, I think. Definitely a lot worse, again, at that second look when Enliven is just such a huge part of this list. Like, if I don't have Enliven, this matchup's 10 times worse for me, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, then it becomes that, like, kind of dicey. If I lose 2 heavies, I probably don't do it, right? And the only reason it happens in this matchup is because I'm barely in range for the blast damage off of Hutchuk to get Rust. That tips the math from doing not quite enough to kill a Judicator to definitely killing a Judicator.
Yeah, and me tanking a blast damage roll on stupid Kwaak.
Yep, no.
That's the best thing about this game. It's a dice game.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching this week. We don't have anything planned for next week yet, so if you have any recommendations, we'll put those in. It's likely going to be some more MENOTH, though. Jason wants to show off the
I love my Krios 2
the
list.
second part of this pairing, which is Krios 2, which is something we haven't put on the channel yet post CID. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much for watching on Patreon if you are.
We'll see what list Evan Taylor makes to beat that.
Yeah, I don't know. What's good against what do you guys think's good against Krios 2? Let me know.
A ton of shooting. Come on.
Oh, okay. So Signar with double Stormstrider? You cool with that?
That sounds good, yeah.
All right. We'll see how many Stormstriders we can procure by next week.
Yeah, just please, before we record audio again, no more pickles.
I don't even like pickles. This entire podcast or video is a lie. Oh, also, Arcane Assist Wrastler kill count up by 1 again. Because apparently on this channel, Wrestlers just kill any caster.
Yes, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Thank you.
See you next week.